It is a live Wednesday. It's May 20th, 2026. Welcome, everyone. I'm Liz. This is It Is Alive on Wednesday. Very excited to see you guys. We're hoping to have a special guest today. At least I am, and I know she is too. We've been trying for the last 15 minutes to get her on board. I can see her. I can make it so you can see her, but I can't hear her, which means I can't make it so you can hear her. But we're working on it. So if I look a little distracted, that's going to be why. But it is the illustrious, the delightful Kerri Counter. If you've seen her online in interviews and other places, she's a wonderful person to speak with. And we're going to be discussing some of her work, including, for those of you who see the Monday lives, the fact that this is like my all-time favorite meditation book right here. And the reason it's my all-time favorite isn't that I'm 420ing my way through like the hour before I go to work here, before I open the store. It's because there's so many meditation techniques snuck into this book that I think it's a fantastic resource. And yes, I'm just going to flatter you incessantly while you're not here. But but I can see her, by the way. You guys can't yet. Now, and I'll show you her when she's supposed to come on, even if we don't have sound, just so you know she was here. But oh, I took my rings off. What are we drinking? What are we wearing? You know what? My teacup broke. My little tea sieve for my little teacup broke. I got to replace it. So if you're into Chinese medicine, go ahead and let out that visceral scream that I've mixed green tea with ginseng, but I've always liked this tea. As for the what are we wearing today, I have one of these fantastic little sea creatures on. If you feel like you need some like emotional defensive work, this is your buddy right here. I love this little guy. Look up this creature. I don't know the name off the top of my head, but look up this little creature. He's got a little fang. He juts out and ooh, he will get anybody who's after you. Ooh, it's fantastic symbolism. And I've got a couple of these wonderful things from Tracy's Treasures here. And these have not changed in price. So folks, I know I've been telling you for a while now, silver prices have tripled. We have a jewelry maker who has worked exclusively in silver for decades, who's looking into other metals. So these guys are worth it. This is what are you, my sweetheart? Oh, that's right. You're a tanzanite, a rough tanzanite. And then I've got this cut, isn't that gorgeous cut lapis? Love these. But Tracy's Treasures and the other folks who do the silver jewelry, always here, always fun. That's what are we drinking? What are we wearing? What have we got going on? Here's my cheat sheet. So Saturday at 1, I'm doing a Reiki 3 class. Now those are scheduled one-on-one by appointment, so it's just for that lovely person, but the classroom will be busy for an hour or two, depending. For that, it's going to be a blast to do. Love doing those Reiki 3s. It's old-fashioned Usui Reiki, which means we do all of the traditional spacings between things, and it's a wonderful process. So if you're interested in starting that Reiki journey or continuing it, Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 get offered periodically. We'll have Reiki 1 coming up, is it in June? Later that day at 3, it's this Saturday, the 23rd, we're going to have your magical astrology class. This has been our astrologer's most popular class by far. It is fantastic. It is a by donation class, and we love that about it. The next day, Sunday the 24th, is at noon, we've got the Reiki Share. So if you are a Reiki 1 or 2 or 3 and you just want to hang out, talk Reiki, trade services, come down. We'll meet up for an hour, maybe 2. It depends on how many people are here, what kind of conversation we're having, but it's always a blast. At 4, Wes Eshu is teaching his palmistry class. This is another by donation class, and it is one of those classes where you don't have to have started at the beginning. You're going to pick up great, valuable information on palm reading and just reading techniques in general just by taking the class. I've pinch hit forward a few times and I've enjoyed it, but I am so excited that Wes, who reads palms here, has auditioned to read palms here, will be teaching it this Sunday at 4. And of course, on Tuesday, last night, Year 1 herb class meets every Tuesday right now. We made some ointments. I snuck some back into the jar. I didn't have a sieve, so look, there's a little bit of herbs in there. But it's this fabulous ointment with sesame oil and shea butter, because I just put it back in the container, and some burdock root. So just a luscious, unctuous little ointment, fabulous for the skin. And on Wednesdays tonight, year 3, we'll see what we're doing tonight. It's going to depend on how many people can be here live. Sometimes we do a hybrid class where some people are at home online and some people are here live. Some of the herb classes you just got to be here for. You miss out. You can't make this online. You got to come in. And the third years are the same way. So if you're interested in your herbal journey, by all means, give us a shout. We'll start year 1 again in September, probably on Wednesday nights. Maybe Thursdays? I don't know. We'll see. Friday, the 29th of May, we'll be doing the full moon ritual at 6. You are all welcome to register in advance if you want to. You can do that online at magisbooks.com. It's a robes encouraged, food or drink to share encouraged kind of event. Bring yourself, bring your fun. We will have a great time doing full moon. Saturday the 30th, Alliance Coven is essentially having their 102 class. It's a great group of people. And if you think you are interested in starting a Wiccan journey, maybe looking at some classes, meeting with people on a regular basis, maybe even going through an initiation, they're a group of people you might want to come and meet when they're done teaching it too, just to have a conversation, see what you think of them, see if you want to come when they're offering their 101. That's a completely free event, by the way. Sunday, what is going on? Nothing is going on Sunday. I was about to say we were going to do a discussion group at 10, but we're not because we have the ritual on Friday. Saturday, the 6th of June, Alliance Coven again from noon to 2, so come and meet them at 2 if you want. Sunday, the 12th, Gateway to the Gods. That is your access point for testing out one of our grown-up only entheogenic herbs. We talk a little tech, a little folklore. You get a beginner sample of that tea. We take a little break, and then we go on a guided meditation. So you can push that beginner dose as far as you can because it might fit your biology. It might not. This is your chance to find out. It has been amazing to see these classes. We've absolutely had people go, I can't meditate. I've tried. And they come to the class and they have this little mild tea and I meditated. I can't believe I did that. It's absolutely priceless when it happens. And that is essentially story time for grown-ups, right? Well, starting Sunday the 12th, we're also going to have story time for kids. So count on like 20 or 30 minutes. Jamie, who works here on Sundays, will be reading 1 or 2 little kid stories. Bring those early grade schoolers, the older toddlers, they will all love it. If you've got a kid that you need to sit in with because they're younger and fidgetier, that's great. You're more than welcome to do that. We've got yoga mats and chairs so you can be as comfortable as you want to be. You can even lay down. It's all good. And parking. Well, Art-A-Whirl is over. It is safe to come back to the neighborhood. No. Art-A-Whirl was fantastic. It was a really fun event, and I'm so glad it happens here every year. But it did mean that the parking lot I tell you guys to park in for free, St. Clement's Catholic Church parking lot, which is half a block south and a half a block west of where we are, was full. And it was going to be full all day. And I was anticipating people having to park back in the neighborhood. On Sunday, the last day of Art-A-Whirl, I did not park in that lot, which is where my car is right now. I parked just across the street from it, really, just a block off of, on the backside of this very block itself. So it was great. It was fun. But parking is more available now this weekend and this week than it was then. And now I have some fun stuff for you to see. I wanted to bring in, because I think I showed off a bunch of these last time, some of Megan's artwork. This is a stenciled piece on tile. She's got carved on tile. She's got stenciled on tile, and she's come up with some cards with the fabulous stencils she has. They're cute. They're cute. They're rustic. I really like them. We also have Eshu. Remember, he's teaching that palmistry class. His local handmade tar water. A little goes a long way, just so you know. And probably Daryl has been coming up with Florida water in these cool bottles. And I can't promise you that this is the bottle that will be here when you come, because last week he dropped off, I think it was 12 bottles. We have 4. Part of it's because the Florida water is really good. They are always handmade. They're always done in small batches. They will never look the same because of that. Just know now, even with the same ingredients, because it's handmade and done in small batches, this one is lighter than the other batch because he brought in 2 batches worth. But we've got 4 jars left. They are all this style. They're all cute and adorable. And that's what I've got for you for fun stuff coming in. I've shown you some other fun stuff you should grab. Wake, Bake, and Meditate. 420 Days of Weed Witchery. Conjuring with Cannabis. And 420 Meditation by the illustrious Kerri Connor. Again, my favorite meditation book. But these are all worth a solid look. More so if 420 is definitely your favorite holiday of the year, I grant you. But there's great techniques in these books. Beyond that, these are smart, well-informed, well-written, quick-to-read books on not just how to incorporate the 420 substance. I don't know what all the platforms we're on will allow, but also just good practices, generally speaking. And I'm going to add her in for just a second, even if I can't hear her, very shortly. But if you want to hear me riff on one of the entries in this book, I guarantee you that is almost always what happens on the Monday cast. If you are watching us and you have not found the short casts that we do, Sundays are about energy work, about 5 minutes long. Mondays are about meditation. It's your 5 minutes of Zen. And yeah, I pull other books out of our meditation section. I really do. I try to be even-handed and thoughtful about what I choose to riff on that day. This is my reliable helper. So it's by far my fave. As much as I pull other books, even when they're written by multiple authors, this is the one I think that's really worth picking up. If you're going to pick up one book on meditation right now, it's this one. Because I will flip through it. I will flip through somewhere near the date we're on and go, oh, what a good idea. I'm going to talk about that. And I think this last Monday, I actually read most of the entry for the date that I chose, which might have been the very date of Monday. Could have been either side by a little bit, because I only do the meditation on Mondays. It's Meditation Monday online live on all of our platforms. Which, by the way, if you're not finding me somewhere, this goes out to Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Kick, and another platform that I didn't write down and I'm totally spacing on right now. And then later it's put up on LinkedIn, Threads, and Blue Sky with a link to the live on YouTube. So if you're not seeing me on Sunday through Thursday, up particularly on Instagram, find me on one of the other platforms and comment, because I absolutely forgot to click go. Instagram's the only one that I have to do special things for after we go live. So just know, if you don't see me on Insta, I'm on the other platforms. And if you're watching us in the replay, we're available in all of those spaces and places. So hopefully you'll find us in multiple places. Now, I am not on Instagram on Friday or Saturday because even I get a weekend. And those lives are pre-recorded for Friday and Saturday specifically, or if I'm leaving town, I pre-record. And while they are technically live according to the systems that we use, I'm not there. I'm sorry. Sometime later that day, I will be downloading transcripts and editing and putting things up on LinkedIn and Threads and Blue Sky. And it's not going to hit Insta on those days. I'm so sorry. And it is because of the extra steps that we have to take with Instagram on the platform that I use, which is StreamYard. Just in case anybody's curious, it's been really easy to use, except for every once in a while, we can't get the sound to work. And I'm so frustrated by that process. So I'm going to prove that Kerri Connor is here. She is trying to speak to you right now, whether you're here live or in the replay. There she is.
No chance of hearing me, is there?
I heard me.
I heard me.
Yes. You're here. You're really here. This is amazing. I don't know what we did.
That is weird. That is so weird.
Yeah, because every time I tried something, I'd ask you to talk and I wouldn't hear a thing. So I don't know what happened. Welcome. So
hi. I'm Kerri.
Which leads me to ask you, beyond the obvious of the baking and the 420ing, what inspired you down this particular path? You've written a lot of stuff over the years.
What inspired me was cancer.
Okay.
I got
That would do
cancer.
it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
had gotten breast cancer, and so basically, I wrote my first book in 2003. Actually, I wrote it in 2002. It came
Yep.
out in
Published.
2000, but that was the Pocket Spell Creator, and it was a long time ago. And I wrote a few books after that, and then I got cancer. And when I got cancer, before that, I had been seeing a rheumatologist for 13 years who had me on. By the time I quit seeing him, I was on tramadol, gabapentin, Humira, oxycodone, OxyContin, Norco, and a Penta, which was from France, and a 100 milligram fentanyl patch.
Wow.
I was on all of that, and I was still in pain. And then I tried a Groupon for acupuncture. And 3 months later, I walked into my rheumatologist office and I fired him. And I had detoxed cold turkey, not knowing at the time that I was even addicted to opiates, much less that I was going through detox. I could have killed myself so many different times, either with an overdose or going through detox, because I thought I had the flu. I thought I was sick. We realized years later, oh, I was sick, all right. That was detox from years of being on prescribed fentanyl and other opiates.
Wow.
So then the cancer showed up. And with cancer came an infection that almost killed me. And that involved a lot of pain. And they didn't want to give me opiates. I didn't want to take opiates. And my son worked in a restaurant, so I told him to bring me home some weed because I knew he could get it because of where he worked.
Yep, absolutely.
and that's literally what started it. I had smoked some, but I mean, before that, you could count on one hand the number of times I had smoked pot. And they weren't all good experiences because I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. We had no idea what we were smoking back then.
Yep.
It's a lot different world today than what it was then. So
Yes.
that is literally what started my journey. It took care of my pain, and then it helped my spirituality.
That's
And then it
amazing.
became part of my career.
As it
Never
should.
in my life. When I was a little kid, I always thought I'd be a journalist. So I never once thought I'd be a writing or a witch read or read witch writing book person. You know, no idea that this would ever happen. None.
It's a form of journalism, kind of.
Kind of.
Your background definitely would help inform how you go about it and good practices, which is fantastic.
Having the journalism background, honestly, it made a huge difference in my writing because I understand the importance of facts and being able to verify information. And I learned a whole lot writing the history of cannabis. I learned a whole lot. And the fact that it's another thing that we lie to people about every day in our history books about why this country was started. We started sending people, or England started sending colonies to this land to grow hemp.
Yeah.
Jamestown was to grow hemp.
Yeah.
Roanoke was to grow hemp. And we don't tell people that at all because they'd go crazy. They'd go freaking nuts to learn that this country was started so they could grow weed.
Yes.
And why
Long,
did they need to
long
come?
way from the Hearst era of
Yes.
its evil. Yeah.
Yes. Everything, they just constantly, it's all about control. It's all about control and money. England wanted to save money because they were buying their hemp for their sales from Russia. And
Yeah.
guess what? England's only got so much land to grow hemp. So when 85% of their fiber is coming from Russia, what do? They go and find new land. And that's what they did. Our country
Yeah.
wasn't started for religious freedom. It was started to grow weed.
Yeah, I am sure there are people who took advantage of that fact to attain some religious freedom, but that makes it a side
Yeah.
effect, not the deliberate
Our
choice.
founding fathers had their own weed gardens.
Yeah.
It's in George Washington's diary about how he had different types, and some of it was just plain hemp, and some of it had THC in it. They knew the difference back then.
Exactly.
Can you
And valued
imagine if
it. And they used it. This was, yeah.
Yes, and then what they turned around and did in the 1920s and the 30s so that they could control minority people. Yeah, it's
Just
this
wrong.
country has such a political history with cannabis that people do not understand, and nor do they understand that before the Marijuana Tax Act, cannabis was the number 4 ingredient in our medications. We were
Yeah.
giving it to everybody.
Because it's got a low physical addictive property. It's got all kinds of benefits in terms of relaxation. And like any herb, if it's used responsibly,
Yes.
it can be a huge benefit.
We have an endocannabinoid system for a reason.
Yeah. Almost like we evolved alongside these plants.
Yes, like they're supposed to work together.
Don't get me started.
And people are like, but that can't be. It's true. It's science.
Yeah.
And I have said for as long as I can remember, you know what magic is? It's science that we haven't yet explained.
I would agree, yes.
Magic is just science we have not yet explained. And we now have the science for what they were doing 10,000 years ago to prove that they were right.
Yeah.
They were right.
Yes. That empirical evidence that they relied on turned out was accurate because they had centuries of it. I don't know. You don't know about me. I have been an herbalist for decades. And so for me, one of the great joys is finding the things where science has an impact on herbalism, including the type of thing where, well, this was never used heavily until 1970. And it turns out here's why. It has a long-term health repercussion that is hard to identify if you're not inheriting the empirical knowledge of the past.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, science has proven again and again and again and again, yeah, that herb does do what we thought it did.
Yes. And since we are a country, and I will say this, of white supremacy, we have to go through and relearn everything. Because we cannot listen to what people of color already know. We have to study it and research it and learn it for ourselves because.
Yeah, I agree completely. Yeah, no, there are great stories within herbalism of, I'm going to go conquer part of Africa. Why are all my soldiers dying? Excuse me, sir. I understand you have the guns, but we have this herb. No. It's an herb. No, I have medicine. I shall heal. They're still dying. Well, excuse me. I know you have the guns, sir, but we have this herb. Again and again and again until, all right, fine, let's give them the herb. How are they better? I've discovered something magical. No, you have not.
Exactly. And then they name it after themselves, too.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No. You're a woman. You don't understand true medicine.
Excuse me. What? That's what I want. Now that I think, I want somebody to go ahead and just name a strain after me.
Make sure
it's purple.
That would be perfect. That would be absolutely priceless. I would love that for you. You got to work on that. So it looks like, as I read all the books and I look at your work, that this has infused your life with a deeper level of meaning. This whole practice with cannabis is just not just taking care of pain, but led you to places and spaces where you get to grow spiritually.
I was one of those people who could not meditate.
Mm.
I couldn't meditate. My brain never shuts off. And if I would try to meditate, I was the person who, the 5,000 different things come bombarding into the brain at once. And yes, they tell you, okay, just acknowledge it and let it go. But then the other 6,000 things are all in line waiting, and all you're doing is acknowledging it and letting it go. And 30 minutes has passed by, and there's been no calm meditation.
Yep.
That didn't work for me. That did not work for me. Getting really high and floating in the hot tub, that works for me. That was the only way I could get my brain to just chill and to stop having the 10,000 thoughts a second.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons I really enjoy that Sunday, one Sunday a month Gateway to the Gods class, because we get to pull out, and we don't have a license to sell cannabis, so we're not doing cannabis, but we're pulling out like the pink lotus and the blue lotus and the kanna and all of these wonderful herbs that people have used for millennia.
Blue lotus is amazing. I smoke weed, but I also I have a whole basket of herbs that I smoke. Mugwort, love it. Lavender, amazing. I like to put like wild lettuce, Damiana, mugwort, some rose petals, and some lavender together. And I mean, that's better than weed sometimes. It's such a different feeling. Sometimes it's better than weed, but then you can throw some weed in there too.
Yes. And it's tasty and it's effective and it's not anywhere near as dangerous as something that you might find yourself encountering if you're buying something that's illegal.
Yeah.
And I just love that about all of those herbs. Whether we are talking about taking that mugwort and turning it into a beer, which Stephen Herod Bruner's book on the side, he's got a great recipe. You can double the mugwort in. It's fabulous. I'm not a big beer drinker, but that is a mugwort.
I have a big, huge patch of mugwort in my backyard. I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, we actually there's a radio talk show host who brings in her extra mugwort every year. We've got some drying right now that she just drops it off. It's completely free. So we just give it away. We just, she brings it in. We let people take it. This year I'm drying it before we give it away. Other years we've just like done bundles and let people take bundles home in the process of drying.
That's cool.
It's so much fun. And mugwort you can smoke that stuff. You can put it in a tea. You can make beer with it. There's so many ways you can utilize it that are effective and reasonably safe for most people. Of course, we have to throw in here at some point check your meds, check your interactions, check your illnesses, make sure that particular herb is safe for you. Yeah, do a little homework. But again, not everybody should take Blue Lotus. But if you're reasonably healthy and not pregnant, go for it. And it is. It's one of my favorites. I also love the African dream root. If you have not had African dream root, I find that just so pleasant. Sorry, we could get off.
There's a lot of good ones.
African dream seed's okay, but it's bean soup, and you can't smoke that one. You got to make bean soup. But out of the work you've done, do you have a favorite that you've published?
That's hard to say. The 420 meditations, that was a really big accomplishment for me. I mean, I had done Spells for Tough Times, and that's a huge book, but the 420 meditations was different. And it is probably my best-selling book because you don't have to smoke weed. You can use the meditations without it. And that sells it to a lot of people both buy it. You don't have to smoke. There's all kinds of fun things in there. It was a lot of fun to write, but some of my, was it Conjuring with Cannabis? Yeah, Conjuring with Cannabis. My son and daughter helped me with.
Oh, cool.
So that was kind of fun. Getting my son to write because he he never thought he would do anything like that. And he's the one who taught me how to grow.
Oh, wow. So this would
I
be
made it
Tyler.
his job. Yes. Yeah. I had made it his job to teach me how to grow. He did all of the research for me and to help
Oh,
me because we were learning how to do it together. But I had him because in that way he had the skill too.
and you do
But
have
yeah,
there are great spells in here too. Anxiety relief, it makes sense that would be in this book. There's all kinds of really nice, insightful spells in here, forms of divination. Um, I'm waiting
this
for that
one
small,
person,
slender tome from you on smoke reading.
I don't think I could do that. It would be fun. It would be a lot of fun.
What
But
shapes do you see? What do they mean?
by the time you get too high to really tell.
The only herb that we play with here in the Entheogens class, the Gateway to the Gods class, that changes visual perception is super acrid and bitter. So I don't imagine it would make a good smoke. So I cannot recommend it.
Which one was that?
Sinaquichi.
I have not heard of that.
It's
I don't
really
think I have.
bitter. It's really acrid. I add citrus. I have to for people. And
There
there's
are
always
some out there that are just nasty. I will.
yes, yeah,
Just nasty.
yes.
I
And there
like
are herbs.
peppermint. You can
Yeah.
always throw some peppermint. If you want uplifting, you do peppermint. You know what I didn't realize would be so great to smoke, but I love it, especially in the fall, is thyme.
Oh yes.
It is so tasty. It's like a nice warm bowl of beef stew, but I don't eat beef anymore. But it's like a nice warm bowl of beef stew without the beef.
I can imagine, and having that little sprinkling in there, given its historic reputation for helping the lungs.
It's yeah. I when hay fever season comes around and stuff, it's yeah.
Yeah, or cold and flu season, I'm sure. Fantastic for. It's one of my all-time favorite lung herbs, especially not only for its effectiveness, but for its accessibility. Almost everyone has that in their
Yeah,
house.
exactly. It's already just open your cupboard. You have some.
Yep. Which I adore. I adore it when I can if I can tell someone, eat this thing, please. You don't have to make a special preparation. You don't have to do a special thing. You don't have to buy a special, just
And it's
it's in
not
your
even
cupboard.
that expensive.
Oh, just eat it. It's one of my all-time favorite things to do with clients, to tell students to do. Start with your kitchen,
Yeah.
always.
Drink a tea.
So I'm trying to think of other questions I really wanted to ask you about this. I had a few written down, but I, of course, did not leave them here. But I will say that these two, just so you guys watching see it, these two in particular are day by day, which means that if you're not busy that day and you want to try something, there's a suggestion just for that day. And often they're seasonal, which I like. They're done with some thought, and they're so well reasoned. Again, that's that journalism background.
Yeah, and the reason is that we're like, well, what are the other days? There's only 365 days in the year. That's right. There are only 365 days in the year. So there are extra ones in the back. There's lunar days, there's solar days. So you can find different things. And there's things for just, oh, what am I going to do today? I don't like this. Let me go at the back of the book and see if there's a spare.
Yeah,
Because there's some spares.
Yeah,
We have
or that, yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, that is one of the great things for me using this one for Monday meditation so often is we only do it once a week. So I have 7 days-ish to pick from. And I picked my fave. And I know last time, like I said, last time I actually read most of it. I just thought I loved the way it was phrased. I loved the way it was.
Can you tell I like categories?
But it helps so much, I think, with what you're doing.
I didn't realize until after I wrote those books, oh, I'm OCD.
Makes sense. It's a journey. It's a journey of discovery of self.
Yeah.
That's good.
You learn about yourself as you write. And I learned I am OCD.
Hence again, why 420 is an important holiday in your world. That's makes sense. So yeah, no, I used May 21st this last Monday which is about questioning faith. And I, minus a couple of sentences, and I never do this, I just read most of this paragraph. It was so beautifully done. So thank you.
There's a whole lot of people questioning their faith these days too, and in
Yeah.
all areas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very true. And yeah, and it's not necessary. I mean, you mentioned spirituality in the paragraph, but you're not tied to it. It is like,
No.
what faith do you have? Whether it's religious or spiritual or not, it could simply be faith in, a concept. And that's covered by this. It's such a welcoming.
Does the concept deserve your faith?
Yes, exactly. And how have you dealt with people who doubt? How have you dealt with people who question why you would believe what you believe? And it's in this much text. It's so beautiful.
There are a lot of people who grow up believing things and having no idea why they believe them.
Yeah.
Only other than that was how they were raised. And my parents were definitely those type of people. They believed everything they were told and they never questioned anything. And I always found it bizarre that my stepmother, who was a science teacher, was also a diehard Christian who believed the earth was only 10,000 years old.
Wow. That's
So
amazing.
those things never, and when I questioned, how can you believe that? The answer always was, well, you just have to have faith. And sometimes evidence is stronger than faith.
Yeah.
And you need to adjust what your faith is in.
Mm-hmm.
And when I wrote my first book, that was me coming out of the broom closet to my family, who was very upset about it. And it wasn't until 2016 when I had been taking care of my parents for a few years. They had moved away to Missouri to stay by my sister. And then when she passed away, they moved back here to be in a assisted living facility. But I was their main caregiver, even when I had cancer and a PICC line, because my brother sucked. Couldn't do anything because I was the girl, and that's the girl's job. But it finally, in 2016, a few months before my stepmother died, she said she finally got it, that your religious beliefs were not what made you a good person. It was your actions and what you did.
Yeah, exactly.
But it took her 20 something years to be able to even see that to me. But she had spent her whole life, and she was 90 when she died. And it was just a few months before she passed away that she said it wasn't your religious beliefs that dictated who you were.
What an amazing, inspiring thing to just know that you were still going to be growing at 90 and figuring things out and finding more love than you thought was there before.
Yep.
That's beautiful. I wish it had happened sooner for her, but it's still fantastic that she got there. That's amazing. It's part of the mission of this place.
There, but I'm glad my mom
I mean, it's always been part of the mission of this place to encourage any and all spiritual exploration. So we've never restricted ourselves. There's a section on Buddhism, there's a section on Taoism, there's a section, you pick a religion, it's there.
Yes.
And how well represented on any given day is debatable, but there's something there for everyone. Because I honestly feel, even if you end up back where you started and you decide your parents were right, the value of going on the exploration and asking the questions, that establishes really where you want your faith and your spirituality to be expressed religiously. And I just think that's an amazing process to go through, as opposed to just never thinking about it and blindly following. I think
and so many people do.
Yeah.
And I was the only one that they knew. They knew when I was a little one that I was never going to be the one they thought I was going to be. I mean, my earliest memories are running around in my diaper in the backyard through 5 acres of dandelions with my dog.
Oh, true
That's
worship
what
right there.
I was, a nature baby from the beginning. I couldn't sit still in church,
Mhm.
and my church experience was not good. It was not good at all because that's how my brother became a drug dealer.
Oh, wow.
Was getting drugs from people in the church and then selling them. Yeah, it was, you would not believe some of the crazy stuff I have had happen in my life. One of those people that was selling the drugs, and y'all can look this up, he was a Zion, Illinois city commissioner, and he got caught because I turned my brother in.
Good.
So when he was on house arrest and committed suicide, people in my church blamed me because
No.
I turned in my brother, and the Zion City Commissioner got arrested for selling cocaine. It was my fault that he killed himself.
No. No. That was
Yeah.
him not being willing to face consequences of his own actions.
Yeah, exactly. But this was my church experience. And then and I was 14. I was a 14-year-old kid when this all first started happening. And then I was like 17 or 18 when he actually committed suicide. And then people did not understand why I wanted nothing to do with that church.
Of course not. Yeah. That kind of thing is going to scar you for life. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
I have a much more mundane story. My parents sent me to Catholic high school for my academics, and
that'll
well,
do it. As soon as you say, my parents sent me to Catholic, yes.
well,
There's many, well, and Catholicism, seriously, in a way, it is the closest to paganism. It
it
really
is.
is, because it
Yes.
was such an, we're just going to absorb some of this. So, and
Mhm.
yeah, for my parents were Protestant. So when they first met my current husband, my dad asked me what religion he was, and I said, well, he's a non-practicing Catholic. And my father said, well, if you're going to be Catholic, that's the best kind to be. My dad still thought I was a Protestant then, so he had no idea.
Oh, poor
Now,
guy.
to say, when the book came out, I'm just like, I had to decide if I was going to do this or not. It's like, yeah, I had this opportunity to sell my first book, and then I'm like, oh my God, I have the opportunity to sell my first book. That's
It's going to be.
I could put a different name on it, but that's not me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't, for that, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
The new stuff I want to write, I do want to use a pen name, but it's because of what I'm writing. It's the Diaries of Abigail Normal.
Oh, so
Abby
a
Normal.
totally new direction. That's going to be fun.
I am currently querying the first book. I have it all done. I started querying the other day. I got 3 nice rejections this morning.
The life of the writer. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. But you know
Yeah.
what? Getting a rejection, at least it means they've looked at it.
Exactly. It's when you
I'm
get
okay
no
with
response. That's, yeah.
I did set up my own imprint too. So if I don't get it agented, if I don't get interest from a publisher, I can self-publish it. I
That
just
will work.
want, I am such an old fart in the head when it comes to the writing world. I didn't even want to do simultaneous submissions because that used to be a
Used to be
big huge
taboo.
no-no. So
Yeah.
and it's encouraged even now. And so I had to get myself over that. And I've self-published one book, but it's just I have to get myself to that. It's okay to do this
Yes.
because
Yes.
I have to get faith in myself.
Yep, absolutely. And
Yes,
your writing is so good that I have every confidence that you'll do well with it. I
I
know
hope.
our founder, just found a publisher for his latest book, which you co-wrote with another person. It's looking really good, but it does take a while. So if you're a budding writer out there, hope that you get a response first, whether it's a
Yeah.
rejection or not, because he didn't get responses from 2 of the publishers he submitted to. Nothing.
Yeah. Sometimes you won't ever hear anything back. I was so lucky my first go around and this was back in the day when you had to print the manuscript and mail it to them.
Yep.
And I had mailed it to an agent, and I had submitted something to her literally when I was 18, and she had rejected it then. I had resubmitted this to her years later, and she called me and she says, "I remember you." And she had remembered what I had submitted like over a decade earlier. And she says, "I want this book. I can sell this book." And she was the first agent I tried. I got a phone call immediately. She says, "I will mail you the contract," because I had to mail it back then. And before I even got the contract in the mail, she called back and told me that she sold the book already.
That's fantastic.
It was 2 weeks.
That's
And
amazing.
I know that doesn't happen.
No.
So I wasn't expecting it to happen again. So getting
it is. It's a
letters,
process.
it is. It's a process.
Yeah.
And I always have the backup of just doing it myself if I want to. But I know that you get more sales. You do. You still get more
Yeah.
sales. Most people when they publish traditionally.
Yes.
But I am not against independent.
No, I think it really depends on how you market your own book. And I think it depends on honestly, just the mathematics of, I'm going to get a smaller percentage because a publishing house did it, but I'm going to sell 12,000 books. If I sell it on my own, it turns out I'm going to sell 8,000 books, but I'm going to get 3 times the percentage. Okay, now it's worth it.
It's
that sort of straightforward math problem. But anyway, we have ranged so far and wide, and I am over time, as I often am. But you were so much fun to talk to.
Thank you. It was fun.
I'm
glad we got to talk.
Yes, it took a few tries, but we got there. So for everybody out there listening, thank you so much for being your amazing magical you. Myself, Liz, and the rest of the crew here at Megas Books, we love that about you. We also love the little magical things you can do right here in social media land. And I know you know what they are. So click that little button. Make that little comment. And we will see you all soon. Thank you so much for tuning in, and blessed be, everyone.